about straight talk. That's what I do. I'm talking about straight talk. Coming right at you. I'm giving you the word. At least you not have heard. It's all about the Lord and what He'll do. I'm talking about straight talk. That's what I do. I'm talking about straight talk. Coming right at you. I'm giving you the word. At least you not have heard. It's all about the Lord and what He'll do. It's all about the word. At least you not have heard. It's all about the Lord and what He'll do for you.
Our last episode ended up with Rachael meeting her unofficial babysitter, Alisa, who is a 15-year-old teenager that lives in the apartment building where Rachael and her mom lives on the same floor. Alisa was secretly watching Rachael whenever her mom has to make a quick emergency run. Just recently, Rachael ran into Alisa outside their apartment building, where the two of them struck up a conversation getting to know each other. They liked each other, so it looks like they might be able to convince Tammy, Rachael's mom, to officially make Alisa the babysitter. Charley happens to run into the girls as they were running up to the apartment to ask Tammy if Alisa could become Rachael's official babysitter. As the two girls were running upstairs, Charley runs behind them to see what the excitement is all about. We start off this episode with Rachael, Alisa and Charley banging on Tammy's door to ask for her permission.
Mommy. Mommy? Mommy? Look who I met outside. From our conversation, I guess you already know my new friend Alisa. She is really nice. I like her a lot. Charley is here, also tagging along, trying to butt into our girls only business.
What? I'm just trying to see what all the excitement is all about. I don't believe I have been introduced to your teenager friend. Rachael. She is cute. And much older than you. What's her name?
Her name is Alisa, and if it is okay with Mommy, she has agreed to become my official babysitter if Mommy ever needs to leave me home alone, to take care of business.
But Rachael, I thought we were besties. I guess this means that you will be spending less time with me, and more with this new friend? Looks like I am being dumped, for an older woman.
Charley. Now you know that we are best friends, so stop whining. Alisa is a girl and girls understand each other in ways that boys don't. You are still my best friend and you always will be, but Alisa can teach me a few things about how us girls do things, and that is just what I need.
Aw, shucks.
Charley. Now you know that Rachael really loves you very much. You mean so much to her, and I really appreciate you looking out for my little girl. I don't know what we would have done if you had not come along when you did. Rachael was all alone in this neighborhood, and you have been a godsend for both of us. No one is getting ready to break up this precious friendship, so you run along and let us girls have a good chat. We'll see you soon. Rachael will be back out in just a minute after we girls have a quick chat.
Miss Tammy, I have to run shortly to meet with my friends on a chat. We're planning to go over to the other side of town and meet some new dope friends. I'm so excited.
Well, Charley, you run along so I can spend a few minutes with the girls. Run along now.
Well, okay. I can tell when I am not wanted. I have been dumped, by not only one girl, but two girls and a lady. What do we boys have to do to get some respect around here?
Charley. Just leave, please.
Alright. I'm going. Hold on to your aprons.
Well, I don't know how this happened, but I'm certainly happy it did. I've been wanting to officially set you two up, but I did not want to impose upon Alisa. She seems to be such a nice Christian girl, and since we are not that close to God, I wasn't too sure she would want to officially spend some time with us.
Wow, I didn't know that I made such an impression on you that way. My mom raised me in the church, so being neighborly and friendly, it's just part of my makeup. Spending some time with Rachael would be a great honor for me because I would get a chance to school her on some of the girl stuff because I've been where she is headed in so many ways. It would be my pleasure if you would like me to babysit for you as much as time allows, when I'm not too busy with my other friends. Besides, we're in the same building, so if it's okay with you, I can spend more time with Rachael whenever you need me. That is, when I am at home or in the neighborhood.
Oh, that would be really nice. Check and see if it would be okay with your mom. We would love to see more of you. Especially Rachael, she is a bit shy. Maybe you could help bring her joy back again. It has been hard on her since her loser dad. Oh, I'm sorry, I guess I shouldn't keep referring to him that way, because Rachael does love him in spite of what he did to us.
Mom? You know that I never want to choose sides against you, but I would like your permission to continue to love my dad, in spite of what he did. He is still my father.
I know. And I am so sorry for my attitude. Perhaps this God stuff is starting to work in a funny way. For some reason, I no longer want to keep that weasel.
Mom?
I'm sorry again, Rachael. It's going to take me some time to stop thinking about how your dad hurt us. But it is time for me to start thinking more about how this all is impacting you. I promise to try my very best to be more Christian-like. You know how much I love you, my little precious one.
You really promise?
Yes, I really promise to do my best, if God is willing.
God is always willing, Miss Tammy. If there's a will, there is a way. God always comes through, even if you don't notice what he's doing. I really believe that. Anyway, I have to run, but we can discuss how much you are willing. I mean, how much you can afford to pay me for officially babysitting with Rachael when you gotta be away. Don't worry, I won't break the bank. I would love to share the love that comes from God with Rachael. And it'll help you at the same time. It's a win-win for everyone. Don't y'all see what God's doing already?
Well, I am not completely ready for the full God thing yet. But it seems like he might be more ready for me. I mean us. What I do promise is that I will not try to get into God's way and stop him in any way from what he can do for both Rachael and I. If he still wants us.
God always wants all of his people. He loves us all, in spite of our faults and shortcomings. That's what I've been taught my entire life, and what I truly believe from the bottom of my heart.
Wow, you are so matured for such a young lady. I wish I had your attitude when I was your age. I only wanted to leave my strict parents because they were too righteous for me. I wanted my freedom to discover life for myself, and they wanted to hold me down with their Bibles. Sorry, I didn't mean to vent with you, but this is very personal with me.
No. It's okay, Miss Tammy. The Spirit of God that lives in me feels your pain, and I know that he wants me to make things better for you and Rachael. If I can be a small part of God's plan, it would be such an honor for me. But I have to run now. Toodles!
Thank you, Mommy, for agreeing to let Alisa babysit for me. I really like her. I think I will like her as much as I love Charley. But in a different way, because boys can be kind of nerdy. Girls are different and smart. We're more patient and kinder. Boys can be rough and anxious.
Well, don't be so quick to judge these males. They really can't help themselves. That is just the way God made them. If they would just learn to think outside of themselves, and really respect women as full people like themselves. Given more respect, we would not have to fuss and fight all the time. I know that God made man the head of the family, but that does not give them permission to disrespect women and treat us like second-class people. We are as much people as they are, but in a different way that most of them do not understand.
Mommy, I don't understand all that adult stuff. I just know that I love people. I don't see all the bad side like you do. I only see the good in them. Charley is such a dear friend even though he is a boy. He might be a bit weird at times, but I always know that he loves me and cares for me as a great friend. I never question his love. I know that my dad still loves me too, and that he made a really big mistake in being unfaithful with us. Maybe you two were not a good mixture, or maybe dad was not really ready to settle down in marriage. That is all too much for me to understand, but I do know that I want to always love my dad, and I want him to always be free to love me back. I don't want you two to always fuss and fight around me, because that really tears me apart. I'm sorry, Mom. It really hurts me when you two are always fussing and fighting almost all the time.
Oh, my precious child. I am so sorry for putting you through this. I wasn't thinking about you. I was only thinking selfishly about my feelings. But I promise, things are going to change starting right now. Alisa coming into our lives will be a big help. And Charley is not going anywhere. And that Mr. Greg. He is just the sweetest man of my heart, just like my dad. I don't know what is happening, but all of a sudden it feels like something fresh is in the air. Mr. Greg says it is God's spirit moving around in the air. He just might be right. I just wish God had a better way of showing us his love. I feel all alone out here, with only you to hold on to. It would be nice if God would let us know that he has us covered. I guess I need to spend more time with God if I want to have a better relationship with him. We'll see what happens.
Charley and I want to go back over to Mr. Greg's a bit later if it is okay with you, Mom. We love playing in his backyard where it feels so safe. He loves to share stories about God. I am beginning to enjoy this God stuff. I don't know what it is supposed to feel like, but something seems to be different these days. Do you think this might be God at work here, Mommy?
I'm not the expert here, but in my opinion, something most certainly is going on. I can feel something in the air that I cannot explain. My dad used to try to convince me to give God another try, and I would still reject him. Perhaps it is time for me to open my heart again, and give this God stuff another try. If it will help you, my precious. There ain't nothing I wouldn't do.
Mommy, I love you so much. I have a feeling that God loves you too, just as much as I do.
Ah, child, you going to make me cry, but it is the good tears this time. It feels like something is thawing out inside of me, like Mr. Greg said. I guess everybody can't be wrong, and I am the only one that is right.
Can I have a big tight hug from you, Mommy?
Well, it's gonna cost you.
Cost me what?
2 kisses, 2 smiles, and 2 more I love yous. Plus your forgiveness for not being the best mom to you lately.
Well, in that case, I will double what you requested, because you are the best mom in the whole wide world to me. I don't care what no one else says. You are the best mom for me.
Oh, child. Now you run along with Charley and say hello to Mr. Greg. Make sure he has our phone number, and ask him if it is okay for us to have his phone number. Now run along, because Charley is anxious to know what the girls have been talking about, so go on.
Charley. Charley? Charley? Do you want to go hang out down at Pop's place? My mom said that it would be okay with her.
Yeah. Cool. But what were you girls talking about?
It was just, girl stuff. You don't want to hear about girl stuff, do you?
Well, I guess you got a point. You girls are different. I guess I'll just leave it at that. I'll race you to Pop's place.
Wait, You forgot something.
What? Well, to God be the glory. Say, la.
What does that mean?
Hey, old man. What's up, Mr. Greg?
Well, here come them children. Lordy. What a great day this is in the Lord.
What's happening?
Y'all come on in here. Get in here. Glory. Hallelujah. Say la. Charley, Rachel, what y'all doing? Where your mama? What Tammy? What Tammy? What y'all doing over there? Come on here. Get your hospital over here.
Tell about the Lord and what he'll do.
Look.